Hey everyone, welcome back to more Zen content. Today we're going to be looking at the last list that we haven't covered from the Pro Tour Amsterdam, which is Charles Dunn's list from the Calling. Obviously a very talented player, and we're going to be kind of doing a deep dive on his list and trying to understand his choices for the list. This is also the same list that most of the other Runaways team was running, and they saw some pretty good results overall throughout the weekend. So definitely an important list to look at, and yeah, we'll just get right into it. And then if you've been liking the series so far, let me know. Again, I plan to do kind of more gameplay after this because we're kind of out of decks to look at. So let me know if there's any specific matchups that you want to see or anything else from the channel. But yeah, we'll just go straight into the deck choices. So for Kano, we have AB2 and Spellboy 2. Obviously, it was a very popular choice this weekend. Not a lot of links, which makes a lot of sense just because you have to devote more sideboard slots to links if you want to make it significantly better. We also, in the equipment suite, just taking a look, time skippers, which is a very interesting inclusion. I'm assuming that this is for breaking ALS, because I know that a lot of prisms that weekend were on Vestige. So Vestige enables you to kind of play out ALS a little bit easier, especially if you're able to connect with heralds and like pitch two yellows, play out ALS. It's very solid. So maybe this time skippers is potentially a meta choice to kind of help with that deck. We have basically 8 other sideboard slots. I'm assuming these are sideboard slots. Again, I'm not the deck author, so maybe they have a different opinion. And then we kind of have the main kind of 60 here. I'll briefly kind of go over the main cards. So for uncuttable cards, again, we're seeing basically the rough same core 48 -1 for one of the Descending Gust Waves. Although this list is notably down on a blue Descending Gust Wave as opposed to a red one. Definitely an interesting choice there. Again, I'm very curious about how all these decks came to the same conclusion. But definitely very fascinating. I definitely want to try kind of some of these Descending Gust Wave ratios. But overall, same kind of core 48. The main kind of cards that are maybe just kind of like the other cards. We have Bittering Thorns again, another kind of popular choice this weekend. Orihone making its way into a lot of decks as well. And then we'll quickly kind of go over the blue base for this deck, which I think is very interesting. We have roughly 10 extra blues, which if you look at kind of the default matchup, you see a base of roughly 31 blues. This is assuming the 60. This is not including the sideboard again, but I don't think there are any really blues in the sideboard. And if we go back to our blues, one very very spicy blue is First Tonichi Moon, giving your first blue attack this turn, draw a card if it attacks with Go again. So pretty solid at a 3 block, 0 cost, and potentially also gives you a little bit of cycling. Supposedly, they were only on one of this card just because it was kind of bad into new and multiples. So definitely, I think it's spicy to include. Another card that we saw pop up, I think only in this list, is Blue Spinning Wheel Kick, which is just a solid 1 for 2. Combo is definitely relevant here because it can get banished to Ancestral Harmony. Synergizes with your other Spinning Wheel Kicks in the deck, and just overall is like pretty solid hit. And again, in your blue base, you're kind of it's kind of hard to find good cards. And again, Spinning Wheel Kick maybe fills kind of that niche. For our other cards, we have Wind Chakra, which again also saw a lot of play this weekend, or the last weekend. Just giving Tiger +3 is very solid. Obviously, being a blue 3 block, also very solid, 0 cost. Fills a lot of boxes. So definitely a card that I've enjoyed playing with recently. And then finally, Winds of Eternity. And maybe I have been unfair to this card because originally I did try Winds of Eternity with Peter Bedenzic's. Let me actually see if I can pull that up real quick. So Peter Bedenzic's list. This is going to be a Winds of Eternity kind of rant. Where is it? Let's go to tournament results.
I just saw it on your thing.
Oh, was it? I'm going to just pull it up here. Where is it? It's down here.
Nah, go to yours.
Hold on. Okay, I'll go back to mine. Where did you see it?
It's like right to your right.
Oh, here we go. Ah, okay. I don't think it was on the tournament stuff. Anyways, Peter Bedensik's list. Was he huffing gas? Potentially, because what I really didn't like about Winds of Eternity is that it was kind of your biggest whiff in terms of like E-Strike randomly drawing a card. So I actually just like straight up lost a game because I did E-Strike draw a card, and then I got Winds of Eternity Universal. I couldn't find an opportunity to play it. So maybe I was a little bit unfair to this card because I was playing it the way I normally play with E-Strike, which is just to kind of like dig for my Transcend cards, dig for Art of War, draw a card at the end of the combat chain if I don't have anything else to do. So again, I think there's a little bit of anti-synergy here potentially, but again, maybe Peter Benenzik wasn't doing what I was doing. So let's go back to this list, and you'll notice that there are no E-Strikes in this list. Let me just pull up the default matchup. There are no E-Strikes in this list, which again is a meta consideration. I think E-Strike is very good into like disruptive decks, so like new, like Victor, that kind of stuff. But again, this list is not running it. Also pretty good into like Azalea, generally, just because you can send a 2-card 7 at them on an off turn. So yeah, not a lot of consideration here for Azalea. So we don't have any Warmongers on the board, and that's maybe a meta call. Actually, let me see if there's... Do you remember how many Azaleas were in the Pro Tour?
There were not many. It was like... it was definitely lower than 32 because Prism, I think, was 5th at 32.
Okay. Yeah, I might try to...
It was like severely underrepresented.
Yeah. Let me see if I can like pull up those stats actually real quickly. Again, I'm gonna try to do this within like 30 seconds if I can't find it. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'm very curious. Like the meta there was definitely low on Azalea. It was very high in Prisms as well. Oh, here we go. So
25.
Okay. Yeah, so Azalea was the 6th most represented deck at 25 Azaleas. So the top 5 obviously was Zen, New, Enigma at 32, Prism also tied at 32. Then we have 31 KOs, 25 Azaleas, and 21 Victors. And then 19 KOs coming at 8th in terms of representation.
Wow, and then in terms of like from day one to the finals, Azuri has a 50% conversion rate into that.
Yeah, Azuri with a crazy conversion
That's
rate.
nuts.
But anyways, so maybe like this is a meta call in terms of not caring about Azalea. Like you have Sink Below is pretty much your only real... Sink Below and CNC are your 2 biggest cards against Azalea. So again, no Warmongers on the board because again, I'm assuming that these Winds of Eternity are main deck for the most part. So what I tried to do actually, let's talk about Winds of Eternity. So with this sideboard, I created just like a simple Zen sideboard just to try to understand how I would sideboard this list because there are about 4 cards that I think you want to bring in Zen, maybe arguably 6 cards with the Blanches if you want to include those. But I think the idea with that all you got was to bring it to Zen Mirror in order to pop needles, which I got a lot of comments about in I think the first video I did with the Bartosz list. For Weakest Link, you definitely want to run those into Zen. I think it's a very solid card, very solid disruption effect. I'm not the biggest fan of Blanche in the Mirror generally. I think Weakest Link is a lot stronger, but I can understand if people like bring it in. I don't think it's like objectively terrible or anything, right? But this makes the sideboarding a little bit weird because there's only... If I want to bring 4 cards in, right, that means I have to kind of cut down on some of the other cards that I'm bringing in. So if I'm only bringing in 2 cards, maybe the Bittering Thorns are like the flex slot. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm actually pretty favorable on Bittering Thorns, especially in like aggro mirrors, just because it's a solid 1 for 5. And then what I ended up cutting, like the only cards that I could really realistically justify cutting were Winds of Eternity and like Tiger Swipe. And just because these are kind of more conditional in their effects, so like Winds of Eternity, if you're running more Chain Enders, maybe Winds of Eternity gets worse. Although I'm not the deck author, so I'm just guessing as to what I would cut for these cards. I could definitely say arguments for just like these Winds of Eternity are supposed to be main deck in the blue board, and then Mia's Tiger Swipe's also supposed to be main deck, and maybe you like flex out Bittering Thorns, or maybe you don't want that all you got, or maybe you don't want Weakest Link. I don't know. Charles Dunn's obviously a better player than I am, so he might understand the deck list more if anyone wants to like prod him for his secrets. But yeah, this is kind of the core of the deck. This is probably my one of my favorite lists I've kind of reviewed for the Pro Tour Amsterdam weekend. I think this list is like pretty. It's got some good spice with like the first Tennessee Moon, and it's also I think got a good ratio in terms of like chain enders, sideboard considerations. Like overall, this is a very solid list. I'm very impressed with this list. Yeah, but with that, I kind of want to start getting into the games. Anything you would add before we move on?
No.
Okay, you're just bulling. All right. Let's see if I can.
I don't play Zen.
Yeah, you don't play that. Okay, that's fair enough.
I don't
Kano
play into
players.
Zen either, based on how Pro
Yeah, Tegan did not see any in the Pro Tour. Should we
So
try
what?
Azalea?
Sure. I saw one in a side event.
Into Azalea, generally, we want to go first. And then we're not running Warmongers because it's not in our board for this list. Oh, someone wants to enable chat. Okay. I want to probably bring in weakest links and then maybe cut down on what? In the Aurora, like, hero. Yeah. I'm also in the Aurora hero waiting room, so yeah, that's funny, I guess. Anyways, I probably want to cut some 2 blocks, I think, ideally, so maybe we like trim down on like spinnings. What
What
do
would
think?
you bring in?
Just sinks.
Just things?
Yeah.
No weakest links.
I don't think you need them against Azalea. They
Yeah.
only really hit Rain Razors, right? What do you think? This look good to you?
Yeah, seems alright. Seems like a
Alright.
deck.
All right. Good luck. Have fun. Here we kind of have a crappy hand.
Bonds. Yes.
Part of me wants to just like bittering and then like see what they do. We could also like pitch a red if we wanted to just like Arsenal Blue, keep bonds in hand.
I don't know. Do you want to keep bonds in hand here?
It's not terrible as like a 3 block. I could also like just try to dig for Transcend as fast as possible.
Is there a way to not IP yourself here?
There is if we did like bittering into bonds. If we like, we obviously want to try to keep a blue against Azalea, but if we want to dig deeper for our Transcend card, we obviously have to pitch the blue here because there's no way to like line up their resources.
Could you chase the tail on Arsenal bonds? Is that a consideration?
Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry. I think I passed too quick. Yep, they give us that. We could chase the tail on Arsenal bonds, but I don't think bonds is like a super premium Arsenal target, especially this early. I'd almost rather have in the graveyard. Is my logic.
All right, do the thing that you think is right, because I don't know. Play this
Yeah.
deck.
Okay, no blocks with their hand is very interesting. Here we're seeing our sink below, which I think is all right. It's not an Arsenal, obviously, so we can't block out anything dominated, but we can maybe try to filter to a blue is what I'm thinking with this hand. I want to try to see if I can hit him with like a CNC. They're going to come at us with a red in the ledger. So there are 2 plays we could do here. We can either basically guarantee, like, we can sink below on this, assuming that we're getting hit by the inertia. And then we could guarantee send CNC for, we can guarantee send CNC for 6, right? The alternative here is we can sink and try to find a blue. But that's potentially risky. We are running a lot of blues in this deck, though, like more than usual. But we would still take the inertia on hit, and then we lose our chase the tail.
I think that you I think what I would do is just sink below and sink aspect tiger.
Okay.
If you draw into blue, you can go bittering thorns into CNC.
I can't do that because red ledger.
Oh, so you don't do that then?
Yeah. All right, we draw another. Is that good?
Now you.
I think I do it just because we can always play chase as a backup if we don't find a blue.
Oh, it's like really good. You found a blue.
Yeah.
You just
So now here we can go needle in the CNC. Alternatively, we can play chase the tail and Arsenal to drop, but I think that's kind of
Needle CNC makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we're gonna have to pass on this Transcend card. Okay, they are opting to pop here, which is good for us. And finish with CNC. Yeah, but if Aurora is good, I'm definitely excited to play her. Okay, giving us the whole hand. Very happy with that. Here, what are we doing? Can we double bonds? No.
Uh,
Yeah, this is fine. So we have to play red
you
descendant.
could double bonds. You
But
have
then-
to pitch Orion to do it.
Yeah, but then what do we get off the second bonds, I guess?
That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
probably nothing. So
Part of me almost wants to just Orihone just to. Well,
pitch your whole hand to draw 2 cards.
I want to try to draw into a Transcend card, ideally. Like, because this like ultimately is just like damage. But like maybe 14 damage is like okay. We're not hitting any like extra card is the issue.
I don't. Yeah, the double bonds thing. I think lacking the payoff there is a little awkward.
I think I'm gonna pitch the bonds.
And then you're out of the
Okay, we found our preserve.
That's really good.
Okay, so that's ideal. That's exactly what we wanted. Putting what back in the deck? CNC? Is CNC better than bonds? I think there's also like merit to leaving bonds in graveyard.
Bittering Thorns? Is there any argument for that?
No, I think it's between one of these two. I'm gonna put CNC back. I think the bonds in graveyard is actually quite valuable. Now what do we do?
You can do
Descendant bonds still doesn't do anything, so I think we want to do chase aspect. Can we make Arsenal Descendant? Does that seem okay? Yeah, let's do.
The problem is you have 2 chase the tails.
That's fine. We can get rid of one of them with like a needle because we're gonna use one floating here. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to turn on both the chase the tails. Definitely a little bit like an awkward hand, but we did draw into the Transcend card, which is kind of exactly what we wanted.
If you wanted an Arsenal Descendant, you should have played the one from Arsenal.
Oh, that's a good point.
As it is now.
I guess we'll just keep it.
Yeah.
That's a slight misplay. Okay, they're gonna break the other needle. We're fine with that. Keep Azalea off cards. We're still at 40, so good life total. Draw to another CNC. Okay, they have a Codex. Potentially a big red ledger coming up, and they have a Seek and Destroy as well. And a Lace with Inertia, okay. Sure. At least it's not dominated, I guess. So we would have lost to Descending Gust Wave anyways. Right? Coming in for 14. They're going to have an Arsenal, or like the potential for an Arsenal with Ponder. I think the idea is here we just want to block with block 4, take 10. Do we send back a CNC or Chase the Tail gets blown up? Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah,
best.
but what you should do is you should order it so that the inertia happens first, so it goes on the bottom. And actually,
I think
no, you have one in the graveyard.
So you want to keep the other one in the deck so you can search.
I don't know if there's actually merit to keeping the other, because like
Why not?
because it's just like if we shuffle and that's like adding one card to our deck, where we'd rather like see an Art of War. I guess in my logic.
Nah, I think that there's a strong argument for putting it back in the deck with inertia.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so. I think you should have the inertia figure first and just.
I'm telling them I'm playing Emperor because I keep getting. Okay, I'll trust you. Sure.
I think it matters. Like,
So I don't think I'm gonna be able to resolve 2 more Chase the Tails at the game. I guess it's my logic. And like if we have like a Stir the Pot effect, like we're just adding more crap to our deck that we don't want to see. But
I mean, sure, it's just.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like a good thing to search out. You can search out with bonds. You already have one in the thing.
we have wait. Do we have the third CNC?
Yes.
That's really funny.
The third time. This is the third time you've seen CNC, anyways.
Okay, yeah, maybe the Runaways list now makes sense because you just find CNC every turn. It's pretty solid. I told them sorry. They're like, what the fuck? CNC's so good against this guy. You just draw all three of them back to back and then you win. Crazy. I guess I also want to explain why I haven't like been blocking with armor or anything. First of all, we don't have Art Warp. Second of all, like we're under the effect of Red and Ledger. We've gotten hit by 3 Red and Ledgers, right? So there's not really much value in like popping armor into a Red and Ledger effect.
You also can't block 14.
Yeah, I also can't block 14, and then all of those are also with like inertia on hits as well. So it's like there's really not a reason to like commit your armor into that. This is just for like new players who.
Ooh, you could do a first Tenet into and then play Rising Sun, gain a resource, play Descendant Gustwave. Descendant Gustwave draws your card.
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or you could not do that.
They have the Red and Ledge again. Rough. We just get back our CNC again. I guess we discard. This doesn't have an inertia, so we do get to keep an arsenal. So maybe we want to discard like a blue.
Why that one?
It's a 2-block. Is my logic because I want to. So I don't. Okay, I do have Descending Gustwave already in graveyard. So my logic here is I want to maybe block 3 and then pitch this to play CNC for 5 at them, and then Arsenal the Rising Sun is my idea.
Fair enough.
Or CNC we played this game. Oh, might need a refresh.
The best part is I think you have only technically seen 2.
I was letting them know they might need a refresh. Sometimes if you see Talishar stutter, by the way, like if it like pauses, both players I think normally need to refresh. All right, so here we're going to 13, and we see a really good pop-off hand. Assuming they don't get the 3rd Red Ledger. They're going to. They're going to, aren't they?
Yeah. How much are they going to pump it for?
If it comes in for less than 10, I think we can actually block it.
How much is Wind's block?
Oh wait, we have Drop in the Ocean, so it can actually come in for 11, and we're good. Right? Because we have block 3. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty likely it's actually going to come in for
How many
11.
reds have they? How many reds in the ledges?
2 red in the ledges.
They could also like just see something off the top that's also really annoying.
Yeah.
Remorseless would be really annoying.
I think this might kill the Remorseless though.
Yeah.
So anyways, Tegan's back home from Amsterdam. I think did we want to make a video at some point to just like do a recap for you, or
Yeah, if you want to do that could be fun.
I don't know if you wanted to do it.
I don't mind doing it.
But Tegan was playing Kano in the Pro Tour Amsterdam.
What a mistake that was.
Mistake, yeah. You got some rough pairings in Gem, which happens.
Oh, yeah. It was so prepped for Zen, and I saw one, and it's like...
Yeah, how'd you get the Zen practice, by the way?
I played against you a bunch. I was really confident in that matchup, too, and I didn't pair into it.
Okay. They're coming in for 11 here.
Which you can block with drop.
There is maybe a merit to just taking this on hit and keeping the wins, but I think we're just gonna do the fun thing.
I think maybe you should take the on hit.
Nah, I think it's fine. Like we're gonna put them low enough where it does. I don't think it matters very much. Plus, we're also like we already have a blue, so the wins doesn't I think matter very much.
Why are you doing that?
To drop.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
This is the play that I was thinking about.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah.
bin one of our cheese. Gain a resource. Doesn't really matter.
Correct. Okay, that's a pretty good hand.
That's what I was thinking, at least. I don't know. We're gonna pitch. We already have a cheese, so we can pitch the other one. Opponent might be typing out some choice words for us. All right, we want to get our bonds. Bonds get aspect to
Do you want
aspect.
to play Harmony?
Sure,
Sure,
we
we
can
can point
already.
in playing this.
They're asking if there's a point.
I don't know at this point. Not sure.
Yeah. We have a really good hand. Bonds gets aspect. Yep, so pretty much the kill here. Opponent was a good sport, though.
Crouching Tiger, Chase the Tail.
I'll just do this now, just because it doesn't really matter.
That does not. Yup. Crouching Tiger.
Nope.
Refresh the page.
Should I tell him? I don't know. I feel bad for asking for another refresh, but
You could just say, hey, it's pretty much GG's or something like that.
I would say GG's. I don't mean to be mean.
Yeah. There's like not anywhere in the world that you can cover this up.
Yeah. But I think we played it pretty well.
Unless you're like Oldham.
Kill him with a tiger. Zen doing Zen things. Okay, maybe you don't need the Warmongers for the Azalea. Maybe you just see all three of your CNCs. And then they red and ledger you every turn, but it doesn't matter.
Results you for all the CNCs undefeated.
That's justifiable salt. We got very lucky. Yep, so first game went pretty well. Let's see if we can get another. I'll just create my own lobby. But yeah, that was a very good game. Opponent played very well. Red and Ledger, one of the cards of all time. All right, we got a new. Okay, it's a new. We obviously don't want our Spell Void stuff. I like to fat deck new personally, but I don't know if the deck authors do. So we probably do want to board out our levels in Orihon like normal.
And probably for standard Chi Moon.
I think they left this in just as part of the blue base.
Interesting, I guess.
We could also not keep in Blanche, but I think Blanche is alright in a new. I'm gonna roll like this. This could be very wrong. Obviously, I'm not the deck author, so maybe we cut Blanche. Does that make sense?
Just do whatever.
We're just gonna run it. We're gonna see what works, see what doesn't. Here we see our first Transcend card, which we can potentially set up in Arsenal. We can also set up that all you got in Arsenal if we wanted to just pitch a red. I don't think that's unreasonable. I kind of like that.
I think you put Path in Arsenal and keep that all you got in hand.
Yeah, I can see argument for that because of like
That way
weakness
you
link.
actually have like a thing to block.
Yeah.
And New has like this very strange dynamic where cards in your arsenal
Okay, there's
are
Citrus.
actually much safer than cards in your hand against her.
Okay. So they're up a little bit on life.
You did the opposite of what I said.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, boy. Getting punished for it already.
Oh my god.
It's okay. We can make this work. So you obviously have to play around Go again. I think the thing that I would want to do with this hand is maybe block 6, and then what we can actually do with the Rising Sun is we can like play the Path Well Traveled, let the Path Well Traveled resolve, then Rising Sun, pitch it, make a Tiger. Is maybe logic, so that way they can't. Well, they can also take the Chi, but if they do that, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm thinking block 6 here. That's my logic.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they could punish us with like go again, but again, there's not really a way to play around it. This is the way we can play around this though. So now the question is, do we want to Rising Sun, Path Well Traveled, and then just banish like a card, or do we want to just go to no cards in hand?
I think you.
So this doesn't draw a card until the combat chain closes. I think I'm just fine leaving this in Arsenal. I think what we want to do.
Man, if only you had that at Path and Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
It's okay. Yeah, I think Rising Sun.
We are giving this go again, which is a little awkward too. But we can tuck a chi in deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we want to tuck the wins in deck. Do we care about the wins? Maybe.
Check the wins and.
I think we're fine letting him banish wins because it doesn't have go again, right?
Nah, check. I don't know.
Okay.
The problem with them banishing wins is that they can play it later. You know what I mean?
It's still fine though. Because now if they want to hiss it, right? So they double react it, they pump it over, we just make a tiger.
You also can that if you really want to cover it up.
But I'm kind of fine just leaving that all you got in Arsenal.
Yeah, just make a tiger.
Okay.
That's true.
So I think I'm fine with this, honestly. They don't have an Arsenal, which is good for us. We have a pretty good Arsenal. They obviously can search our deck for all our tigers, but we don't have any. So
That would be a cool little strat if you kept bottoming tigers for
Yeah.
me straight.
yeah.
I mean, it's up to, so they can just leave them in there, but maybe your opponent's really stupid or something. That'd be cool.
Here I don't think I'm that all you got. I don't think there's a lot of value. Siren's Call, I think it's okay. Sure. What I've been seeing a lot of good news do recently is they just like leave this in Arsenal. So one thing I'm going to try to look out for in kind of like better games is like how long a new is like sitting on Arsenal.
You should have that.
I don't think so. I think this is still fine. If they want to use their arousing wave on this, I think I'm okay with that.
Results oriented thinking. They shouldn't use.
Yeah, I don't think they should, right?
It's not like you have codex. You know what I mean? This is a hand.
This is in fact a hand. This is a good persuasive hand, though. Is this... We only bottomed one chi. Do we have two chi in our deck? I think we have two chi in our deck, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'm gonna see what they do here. Yeah, it looks like they want to just do a Rising Sun. Or they want to do a mass trigger. Are we okay with this?
Would you banish the chi?
We could banish the chi. We have another one, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay with that. So all they got so far is a Winds of Eternity. Okay. They're slithering. They have two floating. They could have Codex after this, which would be a little annoying. Alternatively, so...
That will not draw you.
Yeah, that will not draw us a card. So I think we're fine with this. We generally, I think, want to use this for daggers. Yep, they hit a red, which is fantastic for us. Again, our hand can still block CNC very well if they do a Codex. If they don't do a Codex, we can potentially do some other stuff.
Block weak. You can block weakest link here with two Ancestral Harmonies. Or you can block with one Harmony, block with that all you got, but they can arousing wave it.
I'm kind of fine getting rid of two Harmonies. It's a little rough. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. They've had some really good disruption so far. We're still ahead on Arsenal, so I'm not that upset. I still don't think we care about blocking this because this isn't the pop-up hand. I'm more concerned with using this on beckoning. Or like some other like low-cost disruption.
They haven't swung beckoning yet. Oh, never mind. So you did
Okay.
Yeah, I think you do it here.
I think now's the opportunity, I think. Obviously we could get punished here by Codex, which would be a little annoying.
But you would draw a card when they close the chain. See,
Nice.
perfect play around.
So we don't care about this, obviously. Okay. We finally won a turn cycle. It happened.
Oh, you can Bittering Thorn CNC.
I can, but couldn't transcend if we do that. I don't know if there is a way to transcend easily.
There's really not.
So what we could do theoretically is we could win Chakra. We win Chakra. But the problem is we have to let it resolve.
You don't get to have the benefit of
Yeah.
the transcend from Wind Chakra with Green. It's just not a thing that you can do.
Right. We could win Chakra, pitch Chase to Bittering Thorns, and then Grain that tips the scale. We gain a resource. Then after that, we could do Kakara into CNC.
That could be alright.
But then we don't have an arsenal. I don't know if there's a way to like have everything we
You
want.
already have Chi in the deck. My logic is you could go Bittering Thorns into CNC and just pitch Wind Chakra.
I'm gonna pitch the Chase the Tail too,
Okay.
just to overpitch, get our out of our hand. Okay, looks like they want to develop out their Arousing Wave, which was very good because this CNC is going to come in for 7. Obviously, at a very good break point.
My logic is you can pump one of them over with the Grain and just use it as like a
And then Arsenal the Chases.
use it a cheapo little lunging press.
Lunging press,
Lunging
yeah.
press.
All right, they had Justinic in their Arsenal. That's fine. Is that the second Justinic? This first Justinic. Okay. All right. His hand's pretty decent, all right. Okay. They have another Bonds of Agony. How much do we care about this Bonds of Agony? Oh, yeah. Okay. They can undo. Sure. Okay. This is going to inform a little bit about what they have in their hand. So we don't want to pop off on this, obviously, because we still don't have Art of War. Alright, here's the Bond.
Yeah, I know your Bond.
So most likely what they have is Arousing Wave plus like Justinic, or they have like another Hiss or a Venomous Bite. So our hand is very likely going away here. Do we care about them banishing the Spinning Wheel Kick? They can get 3 Spinning Wheel Kicks for late in the game, which would be kind of annoying. So option 1 is we block 6 here on the Tiger Swipe Chase. Option 2 is we block 8 here and then try to bait them into getting the weakest link. What are the other options? I don't like giving them these 2, or these 3 really. This could also just be bait and they want to stiletto into something, which would be kind of annoying. I don't think this is a very good way to block this. Okay, looks like they just want to preserve, which is fine with me, I think. Because they would always like rip basically our entire hand away from us, right? Like there's no way to play like if we didn't block there, they basically just like a Rousing Wave, right? And then they hit us with the Bonds. This is maybe a hand that can go off. Should we try it? I haven't been keeping attention to their arsenal. Have they had this arsenal for a very long time?
At the maximum, it's a couple turns because you CNC'd and hit a couple turns ago.
I think that was last turn, right? Or like one of the most recent.
Yeah.
Like 2 turns ago. So maybe this is our window to try to play around. If we get Sirens called, we still have the backup Chi in the Wind Chakra, so maybe this is actually the opportunity.
Why not block with Shugo here?
That's actually a good point. Yep. Let's block a Shuka.
It plays around the specifically Siren's
Siren's Call on this dagger.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe some arguments also like doing Kasaya instead. Okay, we already have Persuasive. Are we fine letting this hit? If we don't block here, they can potentially like go again, do something else. So if we do block, they can go again, do something else. If we don't block, then what happens? They just take random card from our hand. I think we have to block here, and then we maybe are just holding back Kasaya. It's a little rough. But we do have the backup Transcend card if they want to take our Chi somehow. So I think this is maybe the window.
They're very...
It's a very rough spot to be in. I'm not super happy about this. Alright, so you give go again, which is a little rough. Oh, are you going to say there?
I don't know. It just feels like there's not a great point in blocking 3.
Yeah. Well, what was the alternative there?
Well, yeah. Now you're super not. Like you're getting nothing now. You have to block 5 basically in order to not have this go through.
Yeah, so unfortunately we still have to let this hit. Again. Not letting us keep... Again, Chaining Disruption is very strong in its end.
I think you shouldn't have arsenaled that all you got there on that one turn.
Okay.
And like just like played it out earlier just to like gain a card or something like that.
Maybe. Here, what are we doing? We can play out all our cards at least. It's not a very strong Art or turn, but do a Bittering Aspect, Tiger, Blanche.
Oh, that's pretty good.
They've had some really good disruptions so far. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the window. Maybe on a 5-card hand, you're not supposed to sure pop in this.
I'm trying to think what you could have done different on that turn.
I don't know if there was much. I think they just had it all. Like, if they have a Sink Below in that hand does, like, nothing. You know what I mean?
I think it was right blocking with Shuka there. I think maybe you should have just... Because it seems like they wanted to go again on the thing. Because they wanted to play...
But they have the Justice anyway, so if we don't block, it's like, they
Yeah.
take another blue.
But then you could go get the Chi when you block the thing later, maybe? I don't know. But
then they also, like, don't have to attack again, right? They can just, like, pass.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who knows? Like...
Hitting their Codex really well this game.
Yeah, you're just kind of getting, like, a bunch of unfortunate stuff happening to you.
What are we doing here? We're getting...
You could do Bittering Thorns, and then you could do Bittering Thorns CNC.
Could do that. But the problem is Bittering only comes in for 3.
That's probably fine.
I think we honestly just want to let this get hit and then, like, discard our 100 wins. And then we just send CNC Arsenal that all you got for a later turn.
That would be good.
Yeah, it's a really good disruption in this game.
Yeah, CNC is good here.
CNC is good here, but I don't know if it's enough. We lost 2 cards on the pop-off turn, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, that's our last CNC, though. So that all you got's probably pretty safe for a little bit.
I think the correct way to play around that was just realize that that's not the pop-off turn.
Maybe.
But, I mean, I get why.
Okay, looks... Oh, that was our CNC, right. Okay, so they're just double transcending to Dagger and then Vanish. Okay. Or do this. They can play spinning into wins. Is that even good?
What if they give you some chi? That'd be sick.
Okay, cool. Although they're shuffling their own deck. They can't grain, or else they give us chi. Do we want to block this with the value gun? They've used 2 codexes.
You probably want to block it.
Yeah, they give us 2.
Actually,
What?
Yeah, you want to block this with that.
They have another chi in hand, and they have 1 unknown card in arsenal, which is not a CNC because we've seen all the CNCs, right? They have a tunic for what? Siren Skull. Okay, think we're okay with this.
That's fine. You get a card back at this point because of that all you got.
Yeah. Again, all their disruption very good so far. We do have to probably block this, right? So that we don't
I
give.
think you block with Kaseya.
You think you block with Kaseya?
Actually, your hand also sucks.
I think I block with Bonds, if anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just wins. I think we're fine with just wins, right? Yeah, Tiger Swipe at the end of it, so we're probably just doing Kakara into, or Kakara pitching this, or you know what I'm trying to say. Spinning wheel kick into Kakara, and then save this in Arsenal. Oh man, if they had a sink below on that one turn, oh my god. I feel like we're a little bit unlucky in that regard, but it's fine. Again, if they knew it's like clunked up on D-reacts, which like on the turn that they want to try to disrupt you, it's very good for you, obviously, because that means they're not disrupting you. Here they have a Mistblade. How many levels have we seen?
None.
None. They're also notably not attacking the Scale Peeler.
You only got 1 piece of equipment left
Yeah. I almost think we should block here.
with Kaseya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the levels... We're at a low life total where like the actual damage from levels kind of does matter. I feel like that might be pretty... Yep, there's levels. Okay.
That was prudent.
Quite prudent. 2 cards in hand.
Well, it's not path. There, use it.
Yeah, maybe it's just
Stuff
another...
not graveyard either. Well, it could be his.
Could be us.
Well, I mean, if it's his, then
We used
sucks,
3 S's.
Yeah, so it's not his. I don't know. I think it's just they're
Could just banish.
doing that. Yeah.
Question here is now, what do we want to give them? Do we just give them a spinning wheel kick just to get rid of a red?
Yeah.
And then maybe sink it?
Yep. And then you
Just blanch them.
banish red spinning, then sink, and don't sink anything and just blanch them.
Yeah, I think that's the strat.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily winning us the game.
No.
They said very good early game disruption.
Yeah. Yeah, you got really punished on the turn that you were like, break my fridge.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense as to why. It's I think you have to take 7.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's hope this is like
What's
the
your
best.
arsenal?
It's Tiger Swipe.
That sucks.
Yeah, this needs to be like the best or turn in the world. Is there merit to me pitching the Chase the Tail just so that we have the option, like we have the possibility of an out to transcend and get Descendant? Or I guess we have to banish the Descendant, right?
Yeah. Sounds awful.
All right, we're gonna need a very, very good set of cards here that we draw off the what's the artwork? Okay, Aspect of First Tension.
Oh, you got punished so bad.
A little bit. Punished away. Yeah, wait, do we have any bonds left? I didn't check. I'm dumb. 1. I thought we had bonds left. Yeah, we have 2 bonds left. I don't know. We have
That's like there's no way of knowing that you would draw the opposite combo.
yeah, it's a little unfortunate. What do we do here?
Your hand does very little, if to next to nothing at all, almost.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough damage to push here, but yeah. Against new, you really want your pop off turn to be at least 6 cards. If it's not 6 cards, you probably lose a lot of the time. That's just how it is.
I think you gotta send whatever the hell that card is.
Tiger Swipe.
Yeah.
Need an extra damage just off the Tiger. Yeah, maybe we should have been a little bit more patient, but again, you always have the risk of like running out of deck or like, you know, not seeing the right cards at the right time. Here we have Surgical. We unfortunately probably have to block this just because we need to probably play Weakest Link next turn, because otherwise our hand basically does nothing right. Blocking 5, we still play around Arousing. Although if they have like a Transcend card, then we just like pretty much lose on the spot, but we can't really play around Transcend.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an option here. I think they just got us. Venomous, sure. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think there's very much a way out of this, but we'll play it out. They get a 5-card hand, we get Arsenal Pass. Yeah. And our hand doesn't block for anything. It blocks 4. I think it's over.
It's Jover.
It's Jover. We know they have a Fang Strike. So I guess we have to block. Like, I actually know if they have a way to give Kogan. I don't know if there's a way out here.
You are like completely toast. There's an argument to be made, I guess, for it should be
oh, they just had a chi. Okay.
Yeah. Immediately defensive Art of Warring.
Just a neck. Yep. Fang Strike.
They got that.
Yep. Pretty solid. Good game.
Yeah, you just got disrupted too much, too often, and too fast, and
yeah,
never had an opportunity to really take the tempo back. And the few times that you did, what ended up happening was they had Codex.
Yeah. So, unfortunate game. Our last 2 new games haven't been very good, but I've been playing not with my current list, so maybe I'm like overtech or something.
Do one more.
Yeah, we're gonna do one more, and then we'll wrap it up here. Well, we've had some pretty good games so far.
Don't do new.
I'm okay playing against new just because I think it's good for people to like see what the normal game versus new looks like. But again, if you don't want to sit here, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's just kind of. It's so weird seeing a deck where like it struggles in a new.
Yeah.
After like playing Kano and just going like, oh, I guess what I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah, Kano.
Very funny. New is a tricky matchup for Kano. It's easy, but it's tricky.
Yeah. You've lost to news in the past.
Yeah, because I was being stupid.
Yeah.
Did you put it on private?
What?
Did you put it on private?
I think I did. I think it was on public. See if we can join someone else's game. Okay, Kano? Sure.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
That's weird. They shouldn't make you go first.
Yep. For Kano, we don't really care about any of this sideboard tech, so we just run the clean 60. I think makes most sense.
Yep.
Okay. And we got all our equipment. Cool. What do we do here? I think we want Arsenal blue ideally if we can. We don't have a blue attack to play this. Do we want Arsenal Windchalk or this? I guess is the question. Let's try Arsenaling this just because it's the new card and I want to play with it.
I also think, the Windchalker is like
Not amazing.
it's not amazing.
Yeah, the new game, maybe the play was to just be more patient and like not just try to go off there.
Oh man, you know, it'd be so funny
What's up?
if you died here.
I died right here.
Yeah, if you died right here off of the Cindering.
I don't think there's any way I could die through Spellboy 2, maybe 2.
I heard, you know, the Blazing for Lethal guy?
Yeah.
He apparently killed Olivia, who's on Spellboy 4 AB1.
It's like the topping 3.
On turn 0. Just off the back of a Cindering and a Kindle.
It's funny. The top 3 here. Interesting.
It's just stuff they want to draw, probably.
Maybe. Ooh, the first 10 cheese looking pretty good here.
Yeah, you can draw 2 cards.
It's pretty spicy. I can understand why you don't run multiple of this card and like new, just so you like don't give them the draw option later. Seems pretty alright though.
Interesting.
Developing up Depot and passing. Interesting they top 3. I guess maybe one of these cards is like Wildfire. What do we do here? I feel like
He has to have like and a Kindle in hand, otherwise you wouldn't IP yourself like that.
yeah.
Like sometimes with Kano it's fine to IP yourself because you're holding up 2 combo pieces. Also, if you see a Kano who's IPing themselves holding 2 cards, you can make an educated guess as to at least what one of those cards is. And you're probably correct, unless you're playing against someone who's just really bad.
Mm-hmm. We'll gain a resource here. Do we want to get Descending Gust? Do we have something that... Yeah, we do have 100 wins. Let's get our Descending Gust wave.
You want to start with levels.
Yeah, correct. Because we want to draw into a card, ideally. There are no blue, which is ideal. Oh, we drew into 2 cards, right?
Yeah, draw go.
Yeah, we wanted to draw and go. Okay, this is really solid.
Yeah.
This is pretty nasty. I forgot we drew the extra card from Kristenchi.
You have a very safe pressure turn too.
Yeah, like we can hold up two floating basically this entire turn, and then
You can go down to 1 floating.
Or yeah, we can go to 1
1
floating.
It doesn't. It's pretty fine.
yeah. We could like not get greedy and just hold the Chase to Tail back for Arsenal if we really wanted to.
Oh, it depends on what they're doing.
If they start blocking, I think I will play it. If they don't start blocking, I think I want to Arsenal it.
I'll imagine you get swamped here.
Me?
Yeah, imagine.
Oh yeah, super good Swamp. We could pump this 100 wins up.
Alright, they're blocking.
Yeah, if they're blocking here, I think I'm now inclined to play like the Chase the Tail out. Do we want an Ursula Tiger, or do we want to
Yeah,
play
you want Ursula Tiger. With any luck, they miscount and then don't realize that you still have it in your hand.
I think I want to send a Needle here.
Send a needle.
Because if I can put him off Spindle, like...
There's like, if they manage to kill you with 3 cards, then like, that's nuts.
Well, I think additional reason to attack the Needle there is, like, if they have, like, a blue and a Spindle in hand, it's pretty unlikely that they can, like... If they want to, like, Spindle and also pop Dagger, they can't really do that. Unless they have the Arsenal.
They're in a rough spot.
Yeah.
Here,
I think we want to start by playing blue so we can threaten Kasaya. Just this entire turn. It's my logic.
you just do Descend?
We can hit Descendant Bonds again. We actually might just play this just for the to put them down to lethal. Like, I don't know if they can kill us this turn.
Well, here, oh yeah, your Tiger.
We have a Tiger in ours.
I find it very unlikely. Well, they could kill you.
They could kill me, but we're at 40, and then we also have like 2 spell. Like, they have to get very, very lucky, I think, to kill me. They also only have like 1 E-Pot Deja Vu.
You should have started with Zephyr Needle.
If I start with Zephyr Needle, then I can't Transcend. Right?
That's a good point.
That's at least my logic. We'll Pathful Travel though. In a resource. And then I think we do want I don't think we need to make a Zen state to win this game, is my logic.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So I think we just want to get our bonds, just to apply pressure. They could kill us with like double kindle or something like crazy, but like we're gonna be threatening lethal this turn, which I think is more important than
Like you could conceivably be dead here, but like I think it's very likely that you aren't dead here.
I'm getting Chase the Tail here because we have 2 tigers from our last turn. We want to sandbag the Bittering Thorns as much as possible, just in case we need to pitch it for some reason. But I can play it after they Chase the Tail if I want to push more damage and they don't block. Alright, we gotta do something here.
Alright, I like it. Banish that gazy, just.
Okay, so they're just gazing. I don't think this is enough.
Let's see what they do.
Feels like they maybe got at least 1 Kindle. Or not. Or maybe. Feels like that card's Kindle. Or not. Okay. Let's just. I think we can just say before. Oh yeah.
I think they meant to Kindle.
Here, I'll invite them to chat. Do you want to revert? Alright, let's revert to the start of this turn. Okay, so what do we start with? We start with Sending Gust Wave.
Yeah.
Did this. Alright, we're gonna do this as quickly as possible. We'll just do this now, it doesn't matter. Getting our bonds. Bonds gets Chase the Tail. Chase the Tail gets played after the Tiger. So pretty easy revert there. Then I can do whatever.
This is why I hate playing Keno and Tall Shark.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
I like the Gazy Aegis thing that they're doing here.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I feel like they are kind of have an uphill battle here, though. I don't know if 1 Kindle is enough to save them.
Hmm.
They can Kindle now, right?
They can't Kindle now. I guess they're doing their turn different, so they should Kindle now.
Yeah, now they should Kindle. Or I guess they can gaze first and then
They
Kindle.
I mean, they can gaze, and then before gaze resolves, they can Kindle.
Yeah.
They don't get to have their cake and eat it too.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah.
bottom,
Okay, now they Kindle,
which is bad because now they have a card in hand.
which they need to pitch, right? They need to pitch. It's gaze ages, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now this is fine. They get Prague.
Prague sucks.
Is that the second Kindle? Okay.
Second Kindle, let's go.
I still don't think it's enough. It's only coming in for 4. We're not gonna. I mean, we have this extra AB if we want to play the turn, but we're fine just arsenaling it. They're down to 1 card in hand, so they're not gonna. They can only block 3 at most, right? Hitting an Epoch is not.
Sucks ass.
Yeah, hitting an Epoch's not
Man,
ideal.
if they had less than Modern, you're dead.
Was I dead? Like, I'm still at 36.
I think so.
Lesson comes in for 7, and then Blazing comes in for.
Lesson comes in for 7, Prague comes in for 5.
All right, they have Prague too.
16. Uh, 20? Yeah. I think you might actually be dead if they had less than an hand there.
Maybe.
Alright,
They're
that's
reverb.
terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they have it.
Yeah, let me think. So you were at 40, so you took 4, then you would have taken 7, which would have gone to 29, then 5, which gone down to 24. That actually doesn't kill you then.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty unlikely to kill.
Alright.
All right. Well, that's a good place to end it. Let's quickly kind of just take a look at our results. We dropped a game to new, obviously, but again, tough matchup. And again, I'm not super accustomed to this list. The sideboard also for what did we sideboard for new? Let me actually take a quick look.
You fat decked.
I fat
You
deck.
fat decked and you removed the Orion and levels, is what you did.
Yeah, so for new we did something like this, right? And then we brought in basically all of our sideboard cards.
Yep.
To me, that's wrong. Again, I'm not the deck author. If the deck author wants to come to the channel and roast me for not knowing how to play the deck, that's totally fine.
I think maybe with that all you got into new, if you're running him, you should like just be using them as like a 3 block from Arsenal, and like accept that that's like where the value's gonna be for that card a lot of the time, because she can pump so many of your things that unless you're like using it on a dagger, you're not gonna end up having.
I feel like this card wants to be used for daggers, though, is my idea.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's correct.
I think
Again,
you should play it out when they play a dagger out, or when they attack with the dagger.
yeah, maybe there's an opportunity there. I thought they like scale peeler, but like we didn't care about scale peeler on a turn we weren't popping off, right? So like I don't know. It seems like low value. Anyways,
Gets you a card, you know.
yeah, that's fair. Anyways, I don't know if the sideboard's correct. Again, like this is a very interesting deck because it only has 8 other sideboard slots. So what to cut is anyone's guess. Obviously, the deck author knows, but we don't. So, anyways, we'll wrap it up there. I hope you all enjoyed, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Any channel plans?
Do we have any channel plans?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, I have channel plans in terms of I want to try to get some of the people from our locals to kind of play some games with us because we have some very strong locals in Portland.
Cool. It'd be cool. I think we could do I guess Pro Tour recap.
Yeah, we can do a Tegan Pro Tour recap at some point in the next like couple days.
Talk about how Amsterdam was and what I hated about
You're
about the city.
never gonna get invited back to Amsterdam with that attitude.
They just don't. They don't have like any cold drinks there. Yeah.
Yeah, but Windsor Eternity is not bad. I think if you're not running E-Strike, I'm just very partial to. I think like if you're E-Strike drawing a card and then you get a Windsor Eternity in your arsenal, it's terrible. But I think this card is like fine otherwise. It's just a blue 3 block. Right?
Now that Pro Tour is over, I'm gonna probably start doing Kano video series. It's gonna be different than this. I won't go into it. But yeah, if you're interested in that. But yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
We'll cut the recording here. Thank you all. Bye.